Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today's the 23rd of Jan 2023 and the global cryptocurrency market has crossed the $1 trillion mark, so definitely good news. But listen guys, I do feel that this might be a temporary move and the biggest news that is going on since last week is the bankruptcy of DCG, that is Digital Currency Group. Now look, this might have devastating impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, so we're definitely going to be talking about this in today's podcast. Now, Barry Silbert is the guy behind DCG. He's also the guy behind Grayscale Investments. Now, it could be possible that because they have funds that they borrow to other people, that some of the Bitcoins that Grayscale Investment has might be asked to liquidate. Now, really, I'm not sure if that's going to have an impact. In common sense, it would have a devastating impact on the price of Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and the global cryptocurrency market. Could it be possible that the big whales are anticipating that and are trying to manipulate it and are probably trying to save Grayscale Investments and Digital Currency Group? You never say never. Now in today's episode guys, we are going to be talking some really positive news about NFTs, and Axie Infinity has shot up to the moon both since the last 24 hours and in the last 7 days. So we'll definitely discuss that. And overall the NFT volumes have been doing ridiculously good, particularly in the third week of January. Now look guys, one thing which I did mention in my podcast towards the last week of December is the left-leaning government, that is Biden administration, did sign a $1.7 trillion bill, and majority of the funds was used for defense spending and quite a lot of other. But in those podcasts, I very specifically mentioned that in the first and the second and third week of January, there is a very high possibility that the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies would pump up. So please check out those episodes. But this would also mean that going into February, the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies would be collapsing. Now I could be wrong, but these are my thoughts. But what are your thoughts guys? Mention them in the comments below. Now guys, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee a Day podcast, we are going to be looking at two news from UAE. And the first news is about Abu Dhabi Gaming, and they have linked up with Abu Dhabi based crypto and blockchain business called AA Meta. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss that, and we'll look at what is the impact that will have in the world of Web 3.0, cryptocurrency and blockchain. Now gaming is definitely picking up, particularly in the UAE, but this news is to do with Abu Dhabi. And a few weeks ago we did mention about DMCC, which has started its gaming center. So look guys, if you're into the gaming sector, UAE is definitely the place to be. The second news is about NeoWiz, and they are establishing the blockchain entity in UAE. So I'm going to be sharing my opinions and thoughts on that. So let's kickstart today's episode. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee a Day, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee a Day has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us. From the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies, we'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee a Day. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee a Day, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee a Day, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee at 8 aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Firstly guys, Startup OI is global one tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called Rise in the Obstacle Course Race. And Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, since you've taken care of that, let's look at the Crypto and Coffee at 8 podcast by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. The global cryptocurrency market is at $1.5 trillion. Now, since the last 24 hours, it is marginally down by 0.26%. Now, the total crypto market volume of the last 24 hours, though, has also gone considerably down. It is down to $52.08 billion. And since the last 24 hours, it is 12.92% down. The total volume on DeFi is looking ridiculously good. Now, regarding DeFi, we have some really positive metrics. Now, DeFi, as of today, 23rd of Jan, is accounting for 9.77% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Look guys, in 2020 and 2021, DeFi used to account for 16 to 17 to 20% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. In 2022, the total crypto market volume did collapse, and on worst days, it used to account for 3% or 4% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. That is definitely not ideal, but hopefully 2023 is when DeFi picks up pace. Now, that being said, the volume is still low at $5.09 billion, and the total value locked is still low at $46.89 billion. Lido is still dominating with 17.47%, and $8.19 billion is locked in its protocol, followed by MakerDAO at $7.21 billion, followed by Aave at $4.66 billion, Core Finance at $4.55 billion, and finally Convex Finance at $4.07 billion. The volume of stablecoins is also down at $45.93 billion, and Tether still leading the pack with $33.2 billion, and Circle USD at $3.20 billion, followed by Binance USD at $9.24 billion. Now look guys, there is a news circulating right now about Bank of America's report, which states that central bank digital currencies will definitely be making quite a lot of news in 2023. Unfortunately, The article is written by Descript and it does not provide absolutely any links or official source. So it looks like these are just thoughts and opinions written by the author. I did send Decrypt a personal message asking the author to put up official links because that link does claim that Bank of America does feel CBDCs to be a major threat to stablecoins and something which I agree to, but unfortunately there are no official sources, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to cover in this episode. But once I get the official source, I would definitely go ahead and explore that news. Now, that thing being said, the volume of stablecoins is at 88.19% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now let's look at the market share, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin's market share has definitely gone up at $437 billion. Just a reminder, guys, when Bitcoin was at its all-time high, the market cap of Bitcoin alone was $1.3 trillion. So as of now, we're almost shy of $1 trillion of its all-time high. Ethereum's market cap is at $200 billion. The 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin is $23.9 billion, followed by Ethereum at $7 billion, and dominance of Bitcoin has gone up at 41.95%, and Ethereum's dominance has also gone up at 19.20%. Now the next metric, guys, that I'll be looking at is the total amount of incoming value to decentralized apps, smart contracts, and the first one is Uniswap at $2.29 billion, but second one, that is Simple FX, has drastically gone down to $701.99 million. Now both of these are definitely exchanges. The third, fourth, and fifth are DeFi protocols though. So the volume for the third one, that is Inch Network, is 200, followed by Curve Finance at $167.17 million, and PancakeSwap at $123.65 million. Remember, guys, this is the total amount of incoming value to Dapps smart contract platform. The numbers are still ridiculously low, but as and when DeFi gets mainstream adoption, these numbers ideally should be in billions, because you need to understand DeFi is for the entire world, and if you consider that, these numbers are absolutely rookie numbers. Now let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. Now since the last 24 hours, it is marginally down by 0.95%, and it is currently at $22,678. Now since the last 7 days though, it is up by 7.44%. Ethereum is at $1,632. Since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 0.21%, and since the last 7 days, it is up by 4.09%. Binance Coin is at $303. Since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 0.68%, and since the last 7 days, it is up by 0.17%. But look, guys, the biggest stake for the last 7 days is Axie Infinity, and last week it was Decentraland. So it looks like cryptocurrency and blockchain protocols that are connected to Metaverse are definitely gaining a lot of momentum, and Axie Infinity is up by 45.22% since the last 24 hours. And if you look at it since the last 7 days, it is up by 40.77%. I remember, guys, when Axie Infinity, the protocol, was out, people in Philippines were definitely staying on board, and I used to hear stories where doctors, a lot of professionals, like even lawyers, quit their daytime job and are focusing on Axie Infinity. Now, will that make a comeback? I really am not sure, because the biggest worry right now is about Genesis. And the news that broke last Thursday, that is on the 19th of Jan, is that Genesis crypto lending business has filed for bankruptcy protection. Now, you need to remember that Genesis owes $3.5 billion to top 50 creditors, and it always has a knock-on effect. So these creditors are relying on Genesis. Now, because Genesis has gone belly up, there is a very high possibility that some of these top 50 creditors could go belly up as well, and this will have a negative impact on other cryptocurrency and blockchain protocols. Genesis has over 100,000 creditors among the three of its companies that declared bankruptcy, and DCG, which is Digital Currency Group, is also the parent company of CoinDesk. Now, I was a bit surprised that I couldn't see the news regarding this in other mainstream media, but CoinDesk was the one who actually covered this article, and CoinDesk article did state that the bankruptcy filings for Genesis Global and its related entities show parent DCG Group or Digital Currency Group owes its affiliates more than $1.65 billion, and the three entities that filed for bankruptcy protection are holding companies, that is Genesis Global Holdco, Genesis Global Capital, and Genesis Asia Pacific. definitely not ideal. Now look guys, what kind of an impact will this have on the cryptocurrency market? Now I did broke this news when Cameron Winklevoss was upset with Barry Silbert, and he did wrote a letter stating Barry Silbert is not acting professional, and Barry Silbert, who's been relatively silent for such a long time, did actually reply after a very long time that all the information is incorrect, but looks like he's 100% wrong. And few days ago, guys, in my Crypto and Coffee a Day podcast, Barry Silbert did actually state that we need to be focusing on having fun. So absolutely not ideal. Looks like Barry Silbert is definitely inspired by the legend Sam Bankman-Fried. All this thing being said, guys, I really am hoping that this does not have a negative impact on Grayscale Investments, because Barry Silbert is the guy behind Digital Currency Group, and he also manages Grayscale Investments. Now, could it be possible that Grayscale Investments will be asked to liquidate the funds in order to pay the $1.65 billion? Now, you always need to remember that Grayscale Investments has well over 65,000 Bitcoins, and when that thing happens, I definitely feel it will negatively impact the price of Bitcoins and other cryptocurrencies. And Reuters has reported that Genesis Global Holdco, in a statement, said it would contemplate a potential sale of stock-related transactions to pay creditors, and that it had $150 million in cash to support the restructuring. And Genesis owner, that is Digital Currency Group, also said in a statement that neither DCG Group nor its employees, including those sitting on the Genesis board, were involved in the decision to file for bankruptcy. A few days ago, we also talked about the SEC, which was going after Gemini, Genesis, and Digital Currency Group. So a lot of drama. But listen guys, the biggest lesson for us as individuals is to remember Satoshi Nakamoto's Bitcoin white paper, and the second line of the Bitcoin white paper states, the main benefits are lost if a trusted third party is required to double spend. And this was precisely the reason why Bitcoin was created, so that transactions are 100% peer-to-peer. But nonetheless, looks like there is a lot of improvement in the cryptocurrency world. Now guys, let's talk about some positive news, and this is regarding NFT. Now looks like 2023 has had a great kickstart for the year of NFT, and Bitcoin.com has reported that in the third week of January, NFT saw a 16.39% increase in overall sales, and 320,580 buyers participated in NFT market action this week. Now this is definitely good, because earlier in the year we were also discussing Logan Paul's drama with CryptoZilla, and that did give a very bad name for the NFT world. But looks like despite all this drama, there has been an increase of 43.48% compared to the previous week, and $256.69 million in NFT sales were recorded over the last 7 days, with 206.06 million being Ethereum-based NFTs. So looks like Ethereum is definitely leading the pack so far as NFT is concerned. So I'd really urge you to go ahead and read through the article, because the article in Bitcoin.com states that 320,580 buyers participated in the market activity. This is definitely good, considering the fact that the prices of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies were ridiculously low. This news regarding NFTs is also echoed by a local newspaper in UAE called as Khaleej Times, and they feel that NFT industry is expected to grow by over 45% every year as consumers are buying into experiences and companies are tapping into the potential. Now the article has an interview with Arshad Zahir, who's the senior partner at YAAP, which is YAAP. Now really I'm not sure what his experience in NFT is, because if you read through the article, some of the things that he says does seem to be promising, but I really am not sure if he has hands-on experience dealing with NFTs. But what are your thoughts, guys, for 2023 in NFTs? Will the volume go up or will the volume go down? And while we're on the topic of non-fungible token, let me ask you one quick question. What is more fungible? Is cash more fungible? Or is Bitcoin more fungible? Or is Monero more fungible? What are your thoughts? Mention them in the comments below. Now let's look at two news regarding UAE. And the first news about AD Gaming links up with Abu Dhabi-based crypto and blockchain business AA Meta. So let me try to give out some information. The website for AA Meta is aameta.io. That is A for Alpha, Meta, that is M for Mother, E for Elephant, T for Tango, A for Alpha.io, and Meta is a UAE-based company that brings a virtual experience to users via gamified and decentralized apps. And as per the website, it claims they are a metaverse platform for everyone, and they are also a Web 3.0 video game publisher and ecosystem. And AA Meta is focusing on creating an all-in-one Web 3.0 ecosystem to bring the concept of metaverse accessible for everyone. Now, if you go to the website, they have a very detailed roadmap, which I particularly liked. They also have some information regarding the projects such as Thunderlands, Battle of Space Riders, Antagonism, and B9, which is a publishing house. So definitely unique concept. So listen guys, I would definitely recommend you to go through this website. Now let me try to give out some information regarding AD Gaming. The hashtag is in Abu Dhabi and the website is adgaming.ae. That is A for Alpha, D for David, gaming.ae. And Abu Dhabi Gaming is a collaborative initiative that aggregates the broad efforts to Abu Dhabi to drive and build a self-sustaining gaming and e-commerce system. And guys, the news is AD Gaming links up with Abu Dhabi-based crypto and blockchain business AA Meta. And AD Gaming is a collaborative initiative that aims to drive and build a self-sustaining gaming and esports ecosystem in Abu Dhabi. So look guys, if you're working in the gaming industry, particularly in Abu Dhabi, you definitely need to check it out because the partnership with AA Meta, a local metaverse and Web3 development company, will support the growth of Abu Dhabi's gaming ecosystem, and AA Meta will provide metaverse infrastructure and Web3 technology solutions that enable next-generation gaming, and the partnership will leverage the strength of both AD Gaming and AA Meta to drive innovation and development within the gaming industry in Abu Dhabi. And look guys, earlier in the podcast I did mention that DMCC, that is Dubai Multi-Commodity Center, have also launched the gaming center. Now could it be possible there might be some tie-up between Abu Dhabi and Dubai? Most likely hoping so, because by doing that the overall gaming and the metaverse and blockchain community will be benefited. Now through this partnership with AD Gaming, AA Meta is aiming to grow the local metaverse industry and provide job opportunities for UAE residents seeking a career in the sector. And Hussein Al Umaira, the AA Meta co-founder, chairman and managing director, said, "This new avenue of interactive media represents an exciting career path for aspiring gaming industry talent and for gamers across the world. It offers a new way to play earn in the metaverse." And James Hart, who is the director of strategic initiative and business development of AD Gaming, has said, "Abu Dhabi offers a comprehensive ecosystem for the gaming industry, with AA Meta adding yet another string to our bow. The increased motion and focus on community building provided by Web3 technologies makes this an incredibly exciting area for gamers and game developers alike, so we are proud to be pioneering it in Abu Dhabi." So definitely brilliant stuff. And look guys, one of the vision of Sheikh Hamdan is for Dubai to be the top 10 cities in the world so far as metaverse is concerned. Now I really feel that blockchain, gaming and the metaverse industry makes the perfect trio combination. So definitely check out AA Meta and AD Gaming. Now guys, let's discuss the second news from UAE, and that is about NeoWiz Holding, and they are planning to establish a blockchain entity in UAE. So let me try to give out some information. The website for Neo Holdings is neowiz.com. That is N for November, E for Elephant, O for Orange, W for Water, I for India, Z for Zebra, or Z for Zebra.com. Now let me try to give out some information because NeoWiz Holdings was established in 1997, and NeoWiz Holdings Corporation is an investment holdings company. The company, through its subsidiaries, engages in online gaming business, online music services, distribution of digital music, online information services, and software developments. So the news essentially is NeoWiz Holdings establishes blockchain entity in UAE. If you do want to find out more information regarding the official source, it is at cryptopolitan.com. And NeoWiz Holdings is a South Korean gaming company, and they announced plan to establish a blockchain entity in the UAE. And this new entity will focus on blockchain-related ventures and aims to gain international recognition. And the CEO is traveling to Abu Dhabi as part of a Korean UAE economic delegation to explore potential collaborations with local government departments and firms concerning the blockchain business. And guys, listen, NeoWiz Holdings and its subsidiary Neopin are actively searching for potential partners in the UAE. Now, if you're a startup, particularly working in the blockchain and cryptocurrency space, you definitely look them up. And apart from that, Neofly, a subsidiary of Neowitz Holdings, has developed a blockchain open platform called Neopin, which connects an expansive network of games, metaverses, NFTs, and other DeFi offerings. Neofly recently established a subsidiary corporation in Abu Dhabi to capitalize on the global blockchain industry. So definitely brilliant stuff. And last week, guys, in my Metaverse Everything podcast, I did talk about South Korea's partnership, and looks like this partnership news is definitely being fruitful, and Neowitz Holding is consulting with relevant organizations in the UAE to enter international blockchain market and establish the base operations in the UAE. And the UAE, guys, as you know, has declared an ambitious shift from a petroleum-based economy to one rooted in knowledge, and launched a metaverse as a national key project as well. And recently, Abu Dhabi has stepped up to revitalize blockchain technology worldwide by introducing digital asset regulations in 2018. And Abu Dhabi's market now is a hotspot for global ID companies looking to expand the presence in the Middle East. And as you know, guys, the Middle East is an emerging focal point for ID companies across the globe, right next to Singapore. And one thing, guys, which I've been noticing, and I'm telling my clients, leading virtual asset exchanges and companies such as Binance, Crypto.com have already made a foray into the UAE. So it could be possible in the next few years, Dubai and UAE might be the center of the world so far as cryptocurrency is concerned, Web 3.0 is concerned, blockchain is concerned, and even metaverse. And recently, guys, blockchain developer VMade also recently established its blockchain corporation in Abu Dhabi. So the Middle East region is dedicating its efforts to creating a digital innovation sector by endorsing a blockchain-friendly environment. The metaverse industry is heavily linked to blockchain technology, and Abu Dhabi's initiative has been approved by investors and business owners who are eager to capitalize on this emerging opportunity. And due to its virtual asset and blockchain technology potential, the Middle East region is the focal point for IT companies, and Neowitz Holdings is making a journey to Abu Dhabi to explore potential collaborations with government agencies and blockchain businesses in the industry. So listen, guys, if you're working into the startup or are working into the cryptocurrency blockchain service industry, definitely look them up. So that's all for today, guys, on the Crypto and Coffee at 8 from Blockchain DXB. In case if you have any feedback or suggestions, please drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my website, that is area2071.com, that talks everything about metaverse. And if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, it's going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a question by Amir who asks, what DeFi protocol do you think would succeed and would you invest in it? Now firstly, Amir, what I'm giving out is not financial advice. So any information that I give out next is not financial advice. Now to answer your question, Amir, personally, I'm not a fan of DeFi protocols, so it would be very less chance that I would be investing particularly in DeFi protocol. But lately, Lido Finance has been doing ridiculously well. So, if you want to check out Lido Finance, that is something which I would be investing in it. But personally, I'm not a fan of DeFi protocols as such. Because look, DeFi is a very risky game. Lido recently has been doing good. And to be honest, I do not know the technical aspects of Lido. But essentially what Lido does, Amir, it lets you stake tokens from many different networks. So you can choose from a network such as, let's say, Ethereum, Solana, Polygon, Kusama, and even Polkadot, and it lets you stake that. And since 2023, Lido has been very profitable. So that is the only protocol, at least for now, that I'll be focusing on. But to answer the first part of your question, what DeFi protocol do you think would succeed? Now, I really want the cryptocurrency world to succeed, and I do feel that DeFi protocols in general needs to succeed. What I am looking for is DeFi protocol that makes life easier. Now listen, if you look at any DeFi protocol, the fact is it is extremely complicated to understand. Yes, there is staking industry and based on the staking, you earn interest. But the big question is, where does the interest rate come from? Is it created out of thin air, or is it some algorithm that is back behind it which creates this interest? Now, we need some regulatory clarity on that. Now, the reason I do say that we do need some regulatory clarity is because there are some notorious actors who can try to manipulate the algorithm. But regarding DeFi protocols, I really am not sure, because in hindsight, if you look at it, Bitcoin is DeFi as well. So if you were to ask me, I would really like to see DeFi protocol, Bitcoin, to be succeeded the most. Because one thing which I've often said in my podcast, I really don't see many use cases of cryptocurrencies beyond Bitcoin. The blockchain trilemma problem still needs to be solved, and it might take at least a couple of years. But I really am hoping, Amr, that there are some DeFi protocols which are 100% connected to metaverse protocols. Now, one thing which I can say is, if you have a DeFi protocol in central bank digital currencies, probably once central bank digital currency goes mainstream, I really don't see any use case of decentralized app in the DeFi world, because let's face it, DeFi is not easy to understand. Now, if you are someone who is an advocate of DeFi, you might not like what I'm saying, but you need to look at it as the general population. It is not easy to truly understand some of the DeFi protocols. And look, I've been in the Bitcoin space since 2013, and I can literally count in probably just one hand where I'm confident enough to explain to you what a DeFi protocol in detail is. So think of it, the general population, they need to truly understand what DeFi protocols are. If you do not, then you may as well use the centralized exchange system. You may as well go ahead and buy shares, buy mutual funds, or stocks of other companies. Now, at the moment, DeFi has been doing ridiculously bad, and something which I've mentioned several times in my podcast. On the 3rd of Jan 2022, the total value locked across all DeFi protocols was $250 billion. Today, 23rd of Jan, it is somewhere between $46 billion. So $200 billion has been wiped off so far as the total value locked is concerned in DeFi protocols. But I really am hoping that there might be some DeFi protocols that are connected to, let's say, Metaverse, or some DeFi protocols which can be linked to central bank digital currencies. That's what my take is. So that's all for today, guys, on the Ask Me Anything series in Blockchain DXB. In case if you have any feedback or suggestions, please drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website, that is area2071.com, that talks everything about Metaverse. And guys, if you like this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And how the series of episodes on the Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the browser cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.